Hey everyone, Alexa here from the blog theduvallhomestead.com. Today I'm going to show you a really simple but very satisfying process how to make vanilla extract. Probably don't realize how easy it is to make your own vanilla extract. It's always something that you have to buy from the store. That is very important when you're baking cookies, making hot cocoa, whatever you're gonna do, vanilla extract is going to make it taste better. Vanilla extract is simply made by taking vanilla beans and adding an alcohol such as vodka to extract the flavors and letting it sit over a long period of time. You might even be surprised at how much money this can save you from buying these little bottles of vanilla extract that are, $15 to making your own vanilla extract and being able to use so much more for quite a bit less. All you really need is the time to let it sit. You can use any vanilla beans to make vanilla extract, but if you get the Madagascar ones, those are our favorite. They're very good. You can also use different alcohols. Usually what people do is a kind of cheap alcohol. So we're gonna use a cheap vodka because that's just what we have. But you can use a bourbon, anything, I think it has to be 80 proof, something that is a strong alcohol. You can also use anything to seal it. It just has to be a glass jar with a seal. So you can use a mason jar with a lid. I like to use these bottles because they just look cool on my countertop. This is actually for like a kefir fermented drink, but they look cool with the vanilla beans inside, so that's what I'm gonna use. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna get started making our vanilla extract. So I'm just using a sharp knife to go down the center of the bean, and you're really just trying to expose the middle because that's where the flavor of the vanilla bean really comes from. So I'm just using my fingers here to kind of peel it open. You'll get the hang of this after one or two beans. Some beans are easier than others to open. And this smells really good while you're doing it, which is a plus. So it helps to kind of flatten the bean out first. And then I just use the tip of the knife to put pressure right in the middle. And just watch out for your fingers. Slide down the middle the best you can. I like putting vanilla extract in homemade lattes, homemade hot chocolate, pancakes, French toast. So then you just repeat that process with all the beans. If you are at the grocery store and you're looking at vanilla extract to buy, you might see way different prices. Some are cheap, some are expensive. And this just reflects the type of beans that are used, but also if there are any additives like water or artificial flavors. Some vanilla extract isn't even made from vanilla beans. It's just a vanilla, not even vanilla extract, it's just vanilla like flavoring. So obviously price is not the best thing to look at. Now you don't have to buy the most expensive vanilla extract at the store either. I think you can get some really good ones. For example, Costco has a really good vanilla extract, but in my experience, whenever you make your own, it's usually better. Because it's so pure, you're only using vanilla beans and alcohol. If you follow this channel, you know that we try to do everything homemade at our homestead, whether that be homemade food, homemade vanilla extract, homemade furniture. We are really enjoying the process of taking our life into our own hands and basically doing as much homesteading as we can. It doesn't mean that everything is homemade, but sometimes, especially with something like vanilla extract, it's so easy to make it homemade that there's really no reason why not. So now I'm gonna go ahead and fill the rest of the bottle up with vodka. Put my lid on, and this is an airtight lid. And here we go, and that's it. And we have vanilla extract. So in about 6 months, this will be all dark brown. That's how you know it'll be ready. You'll be able to smell it. You can pop the lid open, smell it, you can taste it. Vanilla extract takes about 6 months to fully cure until it's ready to use with baking. This is just the ideal time. However, you could cheat and do it in 3 months. There's kind of some ways to get around this. So for example, one time I wanted to make vanilla extract. I only had like 4 vanilla beans. So I let it sit a really long time. But if you have more vanilla beans, maybe it'll be ready a little sooner. You can kind of tell by smelling it or even tasting it. But ideally, if you are planning ahead, you want to let it sit for at least 6 months. Now they say about 1 vanilla bean makes about 2 teaspoons roughly of vanilla extract. Like I said, I've broken this rule before when I only had I think 4 beans one time and I made a big jar of it. And then when I was using that vanilla extract in recipes, I would just use more of it, if that makes sense, because it wasn't that strong. You can tell it's gonna be really strong when the vanilla is very dark brown at the end. If it's still kind of light brown, it's just not gonna be a very strong vanilla. So you wanna use a lot of vanilla beans. I got a pack of 10, I think it was from Amazon. If so, I'll link it below. And then I found some more at my grocery store. So I just kind of collect them whenever I see them for a good price and I put them in my drawer for later. Now you do wanna make sure that the vanilla beans are fully covered. So you don't want any tip of the beans sticking out of the alcohol. So make sure that if it's too long, you can use scissors to cut it in half or something. And then every so often, you just wanna give your jar a little shake, just a little stir, just to make sure everything is getting an equal amount of vanilla. This is actually a very easy process. You almost don't even need to read much about it. You just have to see it done one time and then you'll know how to do it. Okay, well, thank you for joining me in my kitchen for making vanilla extract. I'm so excited to be able to use this fall. If you're brand new to my page, please hit that subscribe button. Every week I post a new video on farm to table recipes and homemade natural living. Thank you so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.